What if we were to tell you that you alone are responsible for the meaning and purpose of your life? Imagine a world where no grand design, no divine blueprint dictates your destiny. This is the core of existentialism, a philosophy championed by Jean-Paul Sartre. In Sartre's view, our existence precedes our essence. This simply means we arrive in this world without a predetermined purpose, like a blank canvas waiting to be painted. This might sound daunting, but it's also incredibly liberating. It means that we hold the brush. We are the artists of our own lives, free to create whatever masterpiece we envision. But this freedom is not without its weight. As Sartre famously said, we are condemned to be free. It's a paradoxical concept, suggesting that our freedom can feel like a heavy burden. So, in Sartre's view, we are condemned to be free, but what does that really mean? Let's explore. Imagine being given the freedom to do anything, but with that freedom comes the responsibility for every action you take. This is the crux of Jean-Paul Sartre's concept of radical freedom. Sartre, a French philosopher, was a leading figure in 20th century existentialism. He believed that we are thrown into existence without a predetermined nature, thus entirely free to create who we are. But here's the twist. With this absolute freedom comes absolute responsibility. Because there are no predefined moral values or truths we can fall back on, we are responsible for every action, every decision, and every belief we hold. This is not just a matter of deciding what to have for breakfast, but the larger moral and ethical choices that shape our lives and the world around us. It sounds liberating, doesn't it? To be able to shape your destiny, to be the author of your own story. But as Sartre points out, this freedom can also be a burden. It's like being a painter with a blank canvas. The limitless possibilities can be as daunting as they are inspiring. This brings us to Sartre's concept of bad faith. Bad faith is essentially self-deception. It's the act of denying our own freedom and responsibility and living inauthentically. It's blaming circumstances or others for our actions, rather than acknowledging that we always have a choice. We may convince ourselves that we have to do certain things or can't do others to avoid the anxiety of making choices and facing the consequences. But Sartre argues that living in bad faith is a betrayal of our freedom. It's living a life that's not truly ours, and while the responsibility of freedom can feel heavy, it's also what makes our lives meaningful and unique. Sartre's philosophy forces us to confront our freedom and with it our responsibility. It's a heady concept, isn't it? If there is no predetermined essence or purpose to our lives, what's stopping us from spiraling into despair? This question might seem daunting, but Jean-Paul Sartre, a renowned French philosopher, found an empowering answer in his existentialist philosophy. Sartre proposed that since there is no preordained purpose in our lives, we are entirely free. And it is this freedom that allows us to create our own meaning and purpose. This concept can be quite liberating. Imagine, instead of being puppets in the grand theater of life, we are the puppeteers. We hold the strings and have the power to direct our own performance. But how do we create our own meaning? It's through our actions, our choices, and our commitments. Every decision we make, every step we take contributes to the narrative of our lives. For Sartre, we are not defined by what we say or think, but by what we do. Our actions then are the brushstrokes that paint the canvas of our existence. This concept can be empowering. It gives us the ability to shape our own destiny. Instead of being victims of circumstance, we become the architects of our own lives. We have the freedom to choose our path, to forge our own meaning and to determine our own worth. So, in Sartre's view, we are the authors of our own lives. We are in essence what we make ourselves to be. Sartre's philosophy, as we've seen, is both liberating and daunting. It places us startlingly at the helm of our own existence, giving us the burden of radical freedom. It warns us of slipping into bad faith, of denying our freedom. Yet it also empowers us to create our own meaning. What do you think about Sartre's philosophy? Do you see yourself as the author of your own life? Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment below with your thoughts or suggestions for future philosophy topics. Until next time.